Would you like to learn from those that are taking their lives, their businesses, and their passions to the next level? Best-selling author of Speakeasy and master connector Lou Diamond is here to connect you to some of the most inspiring and amazing people on this planet. Get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling.
Welcome everyone to another spectacular episode of Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, connecting you to the most inspiring and amazing people that are thriving each and every day. I'm your host, Lou Diamond, and today on Thrive Loud, we are featuring a company that thrives loud in my world. And to do that, I'm going to bring you the director of customer experience at a company called Sweetwater, the company that musicians and audiophiles like myself around the world truly trust. Thrive Loud listeners, we're going to have a fun conversation with Justin Dunbar. Justin, welcome to Thrive Loud.
Hey Lou, how are you? Nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.
This is great stuff. So I'm going to give a little background here. For those who know, I not only have been hosting my podcast for, 1,100 some odd episodes, but we produce dozens of other podcasts at Thrive Loud Productions. And throughout the years, whether it's the items that are currently in my ears, like the headsets I have or the microphones, I get my equipment from one particular company. So Justin, what I want to do is I want to do a little rewind here. I want you to help bring our listeners up to speed, talk about how Sweetwater came to be, what it's grown into, and its very unique positioning in what it does each and every day.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Great to be here. So for those who don't know Sweetwater, it really started back in the late 70s. Chuck Sirac, our owner, founder, started Sweetwater out of the back of a VW bus. He would travel and go to different venues, schools, do recording, mastering, things like that. Once the recording was done, he would take those tracks back to his place and he would master them, oftentimes very, very into the early morning hours. But to create a great experience, would want to turn those back around to his customers as quick as possible. Got to know a lot of people in the area, really started building from there. Chuck became a Kurzweil dealer, started creating his own sounds, which then started taking on. And then beyond that, just step after step along the way, working to make things bigger, better, and ultimately this foundation of around the customer experience. And how do you create these amazing experiences through the long-term relationship? And that's fundamentally been the roots from the very beginning is yes, we sell a lot of gear, music gear specifically. A lot of places sell music gear. For us, it's how do we go beyond that? How do we create an experience that's better than anywhere else that you can get, and do it in such a way that kind of creates that small ma and pa shop where you've got an individual who you get to know, who's getting to know you and your music endeavors and goals and your passions around all of that. And so over the years, now here we just finished 2024. We did $1.7 billion in sales.
Amazing.
We have 2,500 people that work here on our Sweetwater campus. And we don't really think about the size and employees. We really connect that to, well, there's a customer at the end of that. And so what do we got to do to make sure that the customer is experiencing something they've not experienced when it comes to online retail?
So first of all, thank you for that great summary of everything that goes on. And for those who want to go check it out, we'll give all the links and plugs and where you can learn more about Sweetwater. And more notably, you will see just an absolute incredible catalog of products, whether you're a musician, whether you're a podcaster, professional editor, they really have just about everything you can possibly need. But what's really impressive, and we have the director of customer experience, every now and then you get a personal experience today that's I would say not necessarily the most personal experience. We have lots of companies we call and they're not really good, and who knows where you're speaking to. I would like you to share with the listeners, you're going to say what happened with my experience here, Justin, because whenever I order a product, Can you maybe give the follow through of what happens every time somebody orders something from Sweetwater?
Yeah, great question. And we love that you're a customer as well. It's what it's all about. So yeah, anytime that somebody places an order or buys something from Sweetwater, if you're a brand new customer or an existing customer, the first thing that we're going to do is get you paired up with a sales engineer. If you're a brand new customer, this is something that we do to help facilitate this relationship. And so there's a lot of things that happen. We're very intentional on who we pair up with customers. We want to best find ways to match interests. So if you're a guitar player, can we get you with a guitar sales engineer? If you're a drummer, drum sales engineer. And so if you're a brand new customer, you're coming in the door for the very first time, really not sure what to expect, we're going to assign a sales engineer to you. That sales engineer will reach out, will thank you for the order, of course, but then talk a little bit about the order and talk about what are other things that might be impactful to you and your musical journey with that thing. So somebody may buy a microphone, but we then want to start thinking about, okay, well, what else do you need to connect that microphone to? Is that an interface? Is it an amp? Is it a computer? And so our engineers will start thinking about that process and making sure that you've got everything that you need so that when we do ultimately process that button and we start the process of shipping things out the door, you get exactly what you need. Because so many times, you buy something online and it gets to you and you're like, oh man, I forgot I needed this thing that's supposed to work with it. I wish somebody would have told me that. Well, that's what our sales engineer team is there to do. And if you're an existing customer, you've already got a sales engineer. And so shortly after you place that order, you're going to hear from your sales engineer thanking you for that order. And how's that integrating with this other studio piece that I sold to you the other day, or this amp that you bought a couple months ago. And so just a very fluid, seamless process, and happens all very, very quickly.
Listeners need to understand the level of appreciation today in 2025, how valuable this is, that we actually have a human being calling you up and checking you out. We purchase lots of audio equipment for podcasters. I have the other podcasters that we produce shows for. We route them through Sweetwater so they can get their own audio, their own sound engineer and whatnot for the things that they need. And yeah, when that phone rings, every time I look and they're just checking in on the order, we're so surprised to get that type of personal touch. Going back to the very beginning, was that something that was at the credo and at the epicenter of what Sweetwater was about, and that personal one-on-one communication with the clients?
Absolutely. Yeah. From day one, this was something that it was very passionate. It was a deep passion of Chuck, again, owner, founder, building that relationship, doing something different that no one else was doing. A lot of places that you shop with, it is very transactional. And so you go in, you buy the thing, and you walk out. And oftentimes even the person that you're buying the thing from isn't very familiar with that specific product. And so Chuck wanted to do it better and wanted to do it more consistently. And so let's build a model where now we bring in people, not just people that we find off the streets, but people who really know the equipment, use it, have the experience. And if they don't, we're going to teach you, and you're going to spend a whole lot of time learning about the products that we sell. So that way, when a customer or anybody has a question about a product and how it integrates to different things, we can answer it. We can answer it at a high technical level as well. And so that has truly been, from the very beginning, the deepest part of our culture.
Justin will also let you know that when you order something from Sweetwater, you don't just get your audio equipment. You will probably need to see the dentist because they will send you sweet candies that are chewables, from Starburst to all these different things that are there. Right. So from the customer experience point of view, like, can you share with the listeners the type of feedback that you get from this experience? Because for those who haven't gone through this yet, haven't had the need to connect with Sweetwater, one, we're going to recommend that you do. But two, we would love to hear what your experience is, because everything I'm sharing with you, every time that they reach out to me in this one-on-one experience, I try to give as much feedback. What do people say about this personal touch that you guys add for every customer?
Yeah, I think the word that we hear often is just special or unique. Again, it's something that most people are not expecting. We work really hard to create wow moments, and oftentimes we think about wow as a departure from the expectation in a positive way. And so so many times in this world where you shop online, and again, it's very transactional, and you just add something to your cart and you click submit, and then the next thing you know, it's shipping, and then you've really moved on. This where we can step in and say and lean into it and say, well, let's actually get to know this customer. Let's reach out. It surprises a lot of people. They are really not expecting it, and so when it happens, honestly, customers are maybe a little surprised by it, a little nervous about it at first, but then once we get into the conversation, and all of again, we're very intentional in everything that we do. So a sales engineer just doesn't start day one and they start making phone calls. There's a 13-week training program that happens first before they even talk to a customer. And this is like an audio engineering program at a major university boiled down into 13 weeks. And so we go very deep into product specs, whether it's microphones or guitars or lighting, drums, instruments, whatever it is, we go really deep in all of those categories. Because when a customer says, well, hey, how does my Gibson plug into this amp, and what kind of pickups are in this guitar, and what do they sound like? And why is a humbucker pickup different than something else? We need to be able to describe that with a high level of intentionality and technical expertise as well. So when customers get that, the feedback that we get the most common is just, that's really unique. It's special. No one else is doing it.
Coming from Fort Wayne, Indiana, there are 2,300 employees or more, I think, as you were sharing maybe with me right now.
Over 2,500, yeah.
Yeah, 2,500. They're doing billions in sales. What does Sweetwater Sound mean to the community that you live in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Just coming to us, by the way, we're recording this in February. It's a little chilly over there. So aside from that, it must be a nice warm feeling going into work each day. What's the environment like, and what it means inside the walls of the company and in your neighborhood?
Yeah, it's a great question because, a lot of the employees that come to work at Sweetwater are coming from all across the country. And so over the last 40 plus years that we've been in business, as we've hired and brought more people into Fort Wayne, the change on the community has been tremendous. Aside from the improvements and changes and enhancements in like the music scene within Fort Wayne, as a big company, Chuck was one, and it's part of our culture. We all have big hearts, and so how can we continue to contribute to the community? So we do a lot of work with non-for-profits, music education technology programs. We give back to all kinds of charities and things like that, just showing our heart and who we care as part of our support to the community. Kind of foundationally, for us, it's like, how do we connect people to music? And so whether that's lessons, or we are donating instruments to local school programs that may be struggling, or donating funds to other non-for-profits to help them connect to music, like the impact is huge. And honestly, that's been a passion of Chuck's, who actually stepped away from the business a couple of years ago so he could focus on this philanthropic piece, and making sure that our community continues to grow and thrive.
Awesome. That's why you guys are here on Thrive Loud today and doing so much for your town, for your neighborhood, for the customers, because it's really interesting. And I've got a really double click down question for you here, because when COVID hit in 2020, lots of things boomed and busted depending on the side of what you were on. And I would love to know what it was like, because the number of podcasters that came to be right during that particular piece, or musicians who were getting equipment, must have been one of the biggest booms and spikes when you started to see all the activity. What was the environment like at Sweetwater at around that time, and obviously handling that, but also maintaining this incredible distinguishing factor of this real personal touch and establishing great experiences with each and every customer? What was that like from that point as you launched it even more to greater heights at your time?
Yeah, it's a great question. And honestly, if we had another half an hour, I could probably just dig deep into that, just this piece of it. Because, unfortunately, COVID hits, and a lot of the music world industry that we know today stopped. Live sound stopped. things moved to podcasts. So you know, a lot of the big road tours and concerts and even house of worship events, all of those things just stopped. And so, you know, Sweetwater is unique because we have an opportunity to not only help however we can in those, but help customers pivot and find other ways to be creative and get a message out there. And so, certainly, as local brick and mortar stores struggled and people were not out, you know, we saw tremendous growth with brand new customers coming in the door, looking to buy gear, no matter what it was, whether it was podcasts, guitars, other ways to help work through that pandemic. And there were definitely challenges for us. You know, all of the employees had to shift and adjust, and we worked from home, and we had to figure out, how do you keep this personal touch? And so all of the teams here at Sweetwater just dug deep and said, here's what we got to do it. And we found a way not to lose that personal connection. In fact, in many ways, we learned a lot of things on how we can make it even better technologically, through different processes and things like that. But literally, there were sales engineers that were working from home. They were dialing customers from their cell phones. And leadership was working in the warehouse to make sure boxes were getting out the door. So it was a very intense time. But then again, it was intense for our customers. And so we wanted to be there to help support whatever the customers could do to help push themselves forward.
To give the personal experience, I had been podcasting for years before all of that. And when everything was coming in, I was getting bombarded by people on how they could work virtually. We actually ran a program out of my company called Thrive Virtually, where we were helping whether speakers or thought leaders or even presidents of company trying to figure out how they can work in that unique environment. I don't even know, as I'm looking at my headphones right here, I'm just showing you, these are the Sennheiser in-ear 100s,
Yep.
which I have owned multiple pairs of, but I probably helped sell more of them than anything else, because so many people are like, Lou, what do you have in your ears? How are you doing this? And what's the good quality of sound? And I got all of this from my sound engineers over there at Sweetwater. So something I still appreciate to this day. And I know so many other people do as well. And what's really funny is that in this competitive space where you can go online and you can search for these, you'll see them in all different types of places. But the only link that I share is the Sweetwater one, because people need to understand how that integrates together. And I think that's actually one of the coolest things ever in a world where everyone might be looking for the fastest way to get it. And by the way, they deliver on the fastest time. They're still getting your products where you need to. As a fan and a friend of this company, I will let you know that it is so worth it to have that extra personal touch. And if there's an issue or a quality factor, you have to see their responsiveness on that. And this is my last question before we do the admin part in Fun Street here in the show, Justin. How do you keep improving the customer experience, which is your role and job there? Because I am just astounded how you continue to innovate and do it each day. What's part of the process to continue to move onward and upward?
Yeah, it really starts with feedback, customer feedback specifically. You know, we get feedback from customers every day about what's working well and what are areas of opportunity. And we take all of those, myself, I get all of the feedback that comes into Sweetwater. Our CEO, Mike Clem, our email, our information is out there, and we just love and thrive to get feedback from customers. And anything that really is a pain point for our customer, now we start going back to the shed and thinking, okay, how do we make it a little bit easier? How do we take a pain point away from a customer? And certainly, we've got a lot of great folks, a lot of great teams that work here in the building with a lot of great experience. And so, we know, and we are constantly reevaluating. There's a word that we often use around here, Kaizen, obviously part of continuous improvement. And so, this idea that we can, even if it's 0.01, how do we get better every single day? Feedback from customers is helpful. Feedback from employees is incredibly helpful, who are working the front lines going, hey, why do we do it this way? Why don't we try it this way? And then re-examining all the time going, this is working really well for us. How can we apply this to other areas of the business that can help then, again, take us better one day at a time?
Like it. Justin, let's do the admin part of the show. Share with the listeners all the places that they can learn about Sweetwater, connect with the company, social media, even yourself, whatever it might be, this is the chance to plug it. We'll put it in the show notes. It gets more engagement when they hear it from you.
Yeah, sweetwater.com is a great place to start, but we're all in the social media places. So Facebook, Instagram, got a lot of great YouTube content that's out there as well. And so I would certainly encourage everybody to check out any one of those places. In March, we run a live sound month. And so we've got a lot of great specials that are coming up that will happen in the month of March. And whether it's financing to help connect the customers to our gear, or good deals, all kinds of great energy in March. So we're super excited for that. We've got lots of content everywhere. And yeah, you can find us for sure.
And highly recommend everybody go check out the content creators section over on the Sweetwater piece. You won't believe the way that they've packaged things together. Definitely worth taking a look at. All right, Justin, we got you through the all the hard part of the interview, but now we're gonna make a stroll down Fun Street. You're familiar with this. You're familiar with the show, so we're gonna kind of kick things off here. Does Justin Dunbar have an all-time favorite movie?
Yeah, all-time favorite movie. Man, I'm a Top Gun fanatic, and so like probably one of my best films was the Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. A lot of aviation history there in my family. So really good movie for me.
Yeah, love that. What was the family connection? You had people who were pilots, or?
I did. Yeah, I had both of my parents were Air Force pilots.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Very, very cool. All right, so we're going to stroll down Fun Street. We're going to do the Speakeasy Pub Crawl. This is like going down Main Street, in Fort Wayne, Indiana here. These are all your favorite spots. There's no wrong answers. All the answers are only yours. So here we go. Of late, Justin, is there a song that's like your jam, or one you've been listening to right now that kind of pumps you up?
I honestly don't have a favorite as I think about it. They're all really good. I think I like the Justin Timberlake song. I Can't Fight This Feeling. That's a good song for me. That's a good one that you can jack up in the. But I'm also a keyboard piano guy, so like I like a little bit of Journey with Faithfully. That's a song that I like to play on my keyboard at home.
Nice.
So those are kind of two of my favorite. Yep.
A favorite food that's not a dessert?
Yeah, I'm a pasta guy, so I'm a chicken fettuccine Alfredo all the way.
Now, I think my doctor has banned me from eating that. Just too many calories, or too much calories.
My doctor does tell me that, but I'm such a fan, I can't help it. Yeah.
Favorite dessert?
I'm a chocolate cake guy. So generally, you could put a piece of chocolate cake in front of me, and I'm going to enjoy it immensely.
An activity Justin Dunbar wishes he did more of?
Wish I played more golf.
Okay.
You got a family full of golfers. I'm not one of them. I was the musician in the family, but I'm trying to get more back. I'm trying to get into it more, to step up my game. So golf would be definitely one of those things.
An activity you wish you did less of?
Watch TV. Yeah, I think if I was going to say, yeah, I'd read more books and watch less TV.
A new activity, one that Justin Dunbar has recently tried that he likes so much, he wants to tell everybody else to try.
Yeah, exercise, believe it or not. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but we talk about Sweetwater and the culture and this continued thought process of excellence, and so in order for our employees to deliver consistent, excellent service, we got to deliver excellent service to our employees, and so we have a lot of amenities on campus. Including an in-house doctor. So if you need if you're concerned about a health issue or whatever, you can go see our in-house doctor. If you need antibiotics, we can do those things. But we also have an in-house gym. Yeah. And so as I'm getting older in life, I needed to find some opportunity. And so now I dedicate 20 minutes a day. I go in and I just focus. It's kind of like a time to pull away from everything, focus on my health, and I was surprised at how much I've been enjoying it.
With all of the audiophiles that you're around and all the musician expertise going on at Sweetwater, what instant has helped you the most? You mentioned that you're a keyboard piano guy. Having been there, having access to this just incredible passion, brain trust, if you would. Has there ever been an instance when someone's actually helped you with something, or you guys put together some kind of coalition or a cool technology or something of nature? What have you had your fingertips on that's helped you?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the intimidating part at Sweetwater, is that everyone just is an expert in their craft. And so, anything from some of the technology improvements that we've made over the years here at Sweetwater, making it easier for customers to get shipping labels, like working with teams of folks to help do that. And there's some other things that are coming down the pike at Sweetwater that are just really cool and exciting. But I think probably the other piece of it too is, like I said, we've got a lot of talented musicians here. And so as a keyboard piano guy, we've got some Grammy nominated keyboard players here. And so if I ever have questions or I need some help with something, I know who right to go ask for it. And I get some great advice.
Great stuff. Justin, if I could snap my fingers and you could be anywhere in the world, where are you?
I'm on a beach in Maui.
We're recording this in February. It's really cold in Fort Wayne. I'm imagining that would be a nice place to be right now.
Favorite place to be. I've been married just over 20 years, and that was a place that was special to my wife and I. We had our honeymoon there. Obviously sad with all the devastation as well that over the last couple of years with the fires, where we helped a lot of customers out there, helped to rebuild. But it's still such a beautiful place, and it's where I'd be right now.
Indeed. I got married there now close to 27 years ago, which is...
congratulations.
And I go back there tomorrow if I could. So
absolutely.
Justin Dunbar, the Director of Customer Experience at Sweetwater, thank you so much for what you guys are doing. And true, from the whole Thrive Loud production team and all of our clients, we bow down to you guys. Thank you so much for making our lives and jobs and the equipment that you give us so much ease and understanding how to best use what's great for everybody. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Lou. Appreciate the Thrive organization and all of our customers. I mean, we wouldn't be here without our customers. And so we never take that for granted, and we'll continue to do what we do every single day.
Awesome. Thank you, Justin. To all our listeners out there. Yeah. To all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep moving onward and upward. And remember, be brief, be bright, be gone.
So keep dancing. Everybody say. Oh, no, I can't stop the feeling. Feeling in my body. Break it down.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with your host, Lou Diamond. Check us out on the web at thriveloud.com. And follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at Thrive Loud. And check us out on the Good Pods app at Thrive Loud, where you can follow, listen, and connect directly to Lou and all of the Thrive Loud episodes. Thanks for listening.